Hello and welcome to WCPO Lounge Acts. I'm your host, Austin Fast, and we're here today with Lillie Mae from Nashville.
Howdy, howdy.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming up here.
So glad to be here.
Yeah, Lillie Mae just had her debut solo album come out this spring, I think in April, Forever and Then Some. So we're going to hear a couple songs from there. We're going to talk a little bit about her, her decision to go out on a solo career, just see what she's all about. So first up, we have Wash Me Clean. And then after that, we're going to hear Honky, Tonks, and Taverns. So this is Lillie Mae for WCPO Lounge Acts.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Just a little love made me feel the way I do now. It let me rise above for a minute somehow. But again, I feel the fall, and these old ways don't die at all. And there ain't enough water to wash me clean from all I've done and what I've seen. There ain't enough land for me to run from who I am and who I've become. There ain't enough sky for me to fly away from what's behind the eyes. There ain't enough water to wash me clean. There ain't enough water to wash me clean. There ain't enough water to wash me clean. It took a while to see that I ain't drifted off completely. But a broken heart will forget the rains it set free. Well, maybe one day I will learn, but it's my time in the fire to burn. And there ain't enough water to wash me clean from all I've done and what I've seen. There ain't enough land for me to run from who I am and who I've become. There ain't enough sky for me to fly away from what's behind the eyes. There ain't enough water to wash me clean. There ain't enough water to wash me clean. There ain't enough water to wash me clean. And there ain't enough water to wash me clean from all I've done and what I've seen. There ain't enough land for me to run from who I am and who I've become. There ain't enough sky for me to fly away from what's behind the eyes. There ain't enough light to guide the way on this path from which I've strayed. There ain't enough water to wash me clean. 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 Woo. Thank you. Honky Tonks. Oh, the things I almost did. Oh, the signs I almost read. All the damage that I've done is not lost and still lives on. In the valleys and the caverns, the honky tonks, the taverns. Oh, the way I almost was. Oh, the things I did instead. Oh, the memories and all the visions that I keep seeing.
All right, so you've been listening to Lillie Mae here on WCPO Lounge Acts. First of all, we heard honky tonks and taverns. It's a weird word for me to say. It's not a word that we say every day here in Cincinnati.
Right.
And before that, it was Wash Me Clean. So thank you so much for taking the time to come in today.
Thank you.
We
Thank you
appreciate
for taking
that.
the time to make room for us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So Lillie Mae, you've been playing music for a very long time.
Yes.
Actually, when did you start?
Started in a family band. This is my brother Frank here, and we started as a family band when I was 3. We went full time when I was 3. So forever. It's been a long ride so far.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
I'm 26.
26.
Yep.
That's a long, a lot longer than even some older people, who've been in music. So that's awesome. What do you remember your first stage performance?
No, I do not.
You have no idea what happened. What's the first one that you actually?
Well, I mean, when we started full time, I only got up and sang. Like, the rest of my siblings played. They played the whole time and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I just got up and sang. So I don't remember the first one at all. But there were a lot of them, and I just probably sang "Jesus Loves Me" for the first year or so. I probably.
So a lot of kind of kid stuff at first. But when did it kind of become something? So it sounds like it was something, your whole family was doing, so it was kind of expected. But was there any moment when it kind of turned from that to be, what you wanted to do?
It's always been.
Yeah.
It's always been. I've never seen myself do anything else. Mm-hmm. I always knew.
From the very first Jesus Loves Me, that's what you wanted to do.
That's right.
So when did you start playing the violin or the fiddle?
I was 7.
7?
Yep.
All right. Is there a difference between the violin and the fiddle, or is it exactly?
Some say paycheck.
There you go. That could be it. So you picked it up.
I wouldn't know.
Well, hopefully someday, or it'll happen.
I better get practicing. It's going to take me a lot of years to catch up on that classical stuff.
Oh man. Oh, okay. Well, then, actually, you've been playing with your family then for a long time down on Lower Broadway there in downtown Nashville.
Yeah, we started playing at Layla's Bluegrass Inn. I was 12, I believe. So we played, held the fort down there for a long time.
Yeah. What do you remember that first performance there at Layla's?
No, sure
Memory's
don't.
been wiped clean.
Yeah, we've had a lot of days there since.
So they all kind of blend together.
They do.
All right. Could you tell me a little bit about actually, playing there on Layla's Lower Broadway? Because I've heard a lot from people there. They want to hear. You're giving a look. Do you know where this question's going?
Oh no, we've all played down there for so long.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, as being someone not from Nashville, I've heard that they typically want people to play a lot of covers. Is what I've been told.
Yeah, that's kind of how Lower Broadway is. Mm-hmm. Layla she was always cool with us, and she always let us play original music or do kind of whatever we wanted to do. So that's probably
awesome.
why we were there for so long and not other places, because we always got to do original stuff. And
And how did the crowd respond to your original stuff?
It's always been well received.
Yeah,
there for sure.
I mean,
I think people are always open to hearing it and stuff, especially when there's so many honky tonks down there and a lot of people are playing the same songs in rotation and stuff. So I think, people catch a lot of that. And then if there's some people playing original music down there, here and there, then, people come in.
Gotcha. Now, did you ever perform at other places down there along the Strip? I mean, what was the reaction when you tried to do original stuff there? Or did they let you do it, or? We've done. It's you can sneak them in there. Oh, okay.
They're not as lenient as Layla is. She's an artist herself, so she always enjoyed hearing people do their wanted people to do what they did. But I think we wouldn't have been able to get away with that a lot of other places down there for sure.
Gotcha. Let's talk about, we have your brother Frank here, actually. So he was part of Gypsy back about,
that's right.
what was that, 10 years ago now?
Yep.
So, I mean, that got a lot of, at least from what I've read, just there was a lot of focus on how different you guys were as a country band, and how people were concerned about, your look and your sound and your image. And
yeah, it's unfortunate that image hinders people's ears sometimes, because I think that was our only problem back then. Was my sister had a pink mohawk, and my other sister drew on crazy eye makeup and stuff, but so people are quick to judge on visual things, which is, I mean, it's not unfortunate. We had a lot of fun, and we always enjoyed playing, and we all things changed, so it was just took its natural course or whatever, but I think things have loosened up a whole lot in 10 years. My goodness, they have.
In country itself?
For sure. I mean, Nashville in general. But, I think that there's a lot more room for that now. There's a lot more room for a pink mohawk or, fake eyelashes or stuff. They're just kind of the norm now.
For people to experiment a little with their look. I mean, I even, when I look at YouTube videos of your songs, people unfortunately are still leaving messages like that, about, your hair, your clothes or whatever. Right. I mean, what do you say to those people? Or what would you say to those people if they said anything to you in person?
I mean, probably nothing. I'd probably just go on about whatever. I'd carry on as was.
Just ignore them and.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's a haircut. I'm not going to argue with somebody or tell them that, or try to deeply explain that. No, I don't actually play punk rock music. It's like, but it's.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. And sometimes, there's people going in this life who are going to hate us no matter what, or not like us or whatever. And, you can't please everyone. So fair point.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about Jack White. So your record that you put out, Forever and Then Some, is on his label down there in Nashville.
It is. Yep.
And you also spent some time with him, I think, in his backing band, the Peacocks.
I did. I played, I was on the Blunderbuss tour, and I was on his last tour at Lazaretto also.
Mm-hmm. So could you tell me a little bit about that tour? Like what did you learn from that time? Because, that's very different from Nashville, I'm sure, to be touring with Jack White.
It was a different experience. It was a memorable gig and one that'll always remain unique. It really was a unique experience, and getting thrown in with a bunch of strangers and everyone. It was really awesome. It ended up being just so cool. It was like 12 people together for 12 different folks to just get on awesomely, and it was a really cool experience. Mm-hmm. Met a lot of heard a lot of music I wouldn't have heard otherwise had I not been turned on to it. Carla Azar and her band Autolux, like they're awesome, and or a lot of Daru Jones. I learned a lot of about a lot of different musics and stuff. Mm-hmm. There was just so much influence there. It was really awesome.
I mean, is there any way that time and that period in your life, how did it shape this record or your sound today? I mean, I think I've been shaping my sound for a lot longer than just the last couple of years since I was on that tour. So I don't know what I get. It's something I was influenced by. That gig was very spur of the moment, and which is it's kind of I've always kind of I'm a procrastinator, and I've always kind of been like that anyway. So like seeing how things can actually really flow really nicely, and in such a so sporadically or whatever, that's pretty inspiring. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, you can do things like last minute throw things together, and it works out pretty pretty awesomely. I mean, I heard your tour manager, he just came on last minute, is what he was telling me how to go.
We met this morning.
So there you go.
Yeah.
It works out sometimes. Has your career down in Nashville, or just life in Nashville, has it changed since you released your first album back in the spring?
I mean, I'm surprised at how many people have come up to me and said that they've been listening to it. It's like, wow, man, that's cool to be in my in my hometown or whatever, and for somebody to come up and say, man, I've been listening to your new record or something. It's like, wow, that's really cool. So it's pretty amazing to have reached that many more people or whatever that I wouldn't have before. So
awesome. So really getting a little bit of recognition, it sounds like.
I'm just thrilled that they've been listening. That's awesome.
That's as a musician, I'm sure that's all you can ask for.
It's so cool.
To get your craft out there and people listening.
And everybody here played on the record also.
Yeah, and I think your sisters were as well in a couple songs. Is that true?
Yeah, more than a couple.
Was it in all of them?
No, I mean my sister. No, yeah, my sister Scarlett. She was there for tracking, and I believe she's on in every tune. Maybe there might be one that she's not.
So when you're in Nashville, do you guys, well, your sisters as well, Frank? I mean, do you all still play together sometimes down around Broadway, or?
There's the family band holds down a gig at Layla's always. Whenever whether people are out of town or not, I think Layla's always been cool about if people go on the road or whatever. There's always a gig there. So that's
when they come back in town, she'll have space for them.
It's pretty, that's pretty
awesome.
Cool. It's it's fun down there. I've been saying how we really ought to start an Opry down there or something. I was like the brand new Opry.
They're at Layla's,
right? Wouldn't that be great? The brand new Opry.
There you go. Why not?
Get all our friends to come in and sit in like they always do. Anyway.
Can you tell me a little bit about your songwriting process? How does it work for you? Do you have a particular process, or it just as it comes to you?
No process. They just come. And they just come through you, and you got to write them down.
All right.
And I'm always thankful when it happens. I'm always thankful for whoever sent that through me. So it's because it's a good release and everything.
Awesome. Well, the next two songs we have coming up next, you're going to sing "Loner" and then "These Days." Could you tell us where those songs came from? A little bit about those songs.
Sure thing. Well, I'll tell you about the last one.
These
was
days.
The Honky Tonks and Taverns. That was from a road sign when you cross into Kentucky. There's and I can never think of the name of it, but it's Caverns, and that's where that was like leaving Nashville, leaving Honky Tonks, Caverns. So that's where that came from. But no, Loner was. I wrote Loner. I got the chance to move back into our old house in Frank's old place. About I guess 2 years ago or so, and then I was just thrilled to have got to move back in there because it was such a cool spot and it always felt like home, and we had a lot of music jams there. And then like 5 days later, I had to move out, so that was like, oh crap. So then I was homeless there for a little while, and so Loner, I wrote this the last day I was there. So kind of thought I got to go home, but I was wrong. So.
All right. Well, we're really excited to hear it then. So
thanks.
This is Lillie Mae with "Loner" for WCPO
thanks.
Lounge Acts. Sounds like it's going to be intense.
Was I thinking coming here? I never wanted to move on. Last I rested was in fear. It got me knowing I wasn't wrong. Oh, these instruments are they won't stay in tune since the eclipse. Yeah, they didn't stay in tune before it either. It's just so bizarre. Days and days drag on, and it all seemed the same. You said I was all you wanted, but you were more than I could take. But you let me know that you'd always be there, and me on your arm you would proudly wear. These days we're walking down the street and you're holding me, not afraid of who might see me there by your side, and you're messing with my mind these days. Days and days drag on, and it all seemed the same. But then the words, they just don't come, and the tears just run away. And then I started thinking of where it went, and why and when, and about how very different it is now than it was then. 'Cause these days we're walking down the street, but you're not holding me, 'cause you're afraid someone might see me there by your side, and you're messing with my mind these days.
Had to clap for that one.
Thank you.
So you guys have been listening to Lillie Mae. That was These Days, and before that we heard Loner. Thank you guys.
And this is Frankie Carter, Craig Smith, Brian Zahn, Tanner Jacobson.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Pleasure to play with everybody today. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for coming in. And if people want to hear more of your music, how can they find it?
Lillie Mae Music, LILLIEMAE, and also on Spotify and YouTube, etc.
Right.
Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff.
There you go. Look her up if you like what you heard. You can find her online. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you heard here, you can hear more of us. We're on Stitcher, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast. So look us up, WCPO Lounge Acts. I've been your host, Austin Fast, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.